Right, see if this connection's better. A little bit further down the garden. So far so good. It says I'm live, no problems. Right, a little bit late on for my weekend wind down. I had to have a little chat with a teacher at high school. And it was all fine because I used a technique I'm about to show you so that I didn't lose my shit. So, the power of your heart and your breath is pretty phenomenal. So our heart is sending a lot of messages to our brain, an awful lot, and our brain spends a lot of its time deciphering what our heart is saying. So it's this little lesson here, this neighbour's going away for the weekend, is a lesson in listening to your heart. And if you think about it, there's quite a lot of phrases like that, isn't there? Listen to your heart. What does your heart tell you? I'm lost now, but there's lots of phrases all to do with the heart, and there is good reason for that, because there is so much going on. Our heart's beat is an intelligent language that sends messages to the whole of our body. It sends a lot of messages to our brain has to work it all out, and if you breathe in a certain way, focusing on your heart, which is a really simple thing to do, it can bring you into something called coherence, where your mind and your heart are working as one rather than being very separate and trying to work each other out. And this is something that really, I would imagine, way back we would have just done naturally, but we have become very disconnected from ourselves with modern life. And this is just going to take 5 minutes for you just to get back to that place where you can start to listen to your intuition, which is really what is coming from your heart. And often we feel disconnected from our intuition, sometimes known as our gut feeling. But if you start paying attention to what your heart is telling you and being more coherent with what is happening up here and what is happening here, decision making gets better, emotional health is improved, physical health is improved, and situations like I just had with a teacher go really well. So, if it helps you to focus, put your hand on your heart. If you're not fussed, that's fine. If it also helps you to focus, to shut your eyes, then do that. But this is just as good with your eyes open or closed. It is not a meditation. It's nothing fancy pants. And you don't have to have your hand here. But I will leave it there just to remind you of what we're doing. So sit comfortably, feet on the floor, feel connected to the ground beneath your feet. I will always say that when we start these things. It is important for you to be aware of your surroundings and where you are. This is only going to take you 5 minutes. That's all, and you can afford to spend that time on yourself, because what I'm going to be teaching you is something that you're going to take into your evening and use over your weekend to help you deal with any situation that might come up. So just settle into a nice breathing pattern that's a little bit slower and a little bit deeper than usual. And I'm not going to ask you to breathe in for a count of this or breathe out for a count of that. Just breathe in a deeper and more relaxed way than you were up until this point. And now I'm going to ask you to focus your attention on your heart space. It's okay if you're thinking of other things, but just generally feel your attention going to your heart. And now I want you, with each inhale and exhale, to imagine breathing into that heart space. And then just have a little think about what mood you are in at the moment. What emotion is prominent with you today? Have you had anything that's agitated you, made you feel cross or irritable or overwhelmed? Any of those depleting emotions that steal your energy? Keep breathing in and out of your heart space, nice and slowly and deeply. So think about that negative emotion, and then think about how you would like to feel instead. What renewing and positive emotion would you rather feel as you go into your evening? Keep bringing your attention back to your heart space, breathing slowly in and out. Maybe it's a little bit of peace or calm or tranquility or love or compassion. Choose what you would like to feel instead. Now that you've picked that renewing emotion, I want you to generate a feeling of that emotion in your heart. Just breathe that new positive emotion in and out of that heart space, slowly and gently. Not just thinking it, but really feeling what that emotion can be like. Knowing that in just this 5 minutes, you're sending different messages to the brain. And by shifting your mood, you are triggering 1,400 different chemical reactions in the body. Keep breathing in and out of your heart space. And those reactions that you're starting now are going to last for some hours. I'm going to ask you to breathe 3 more breaths in and out of your heart with that new positive emotion. And whenever you're ready, you can wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers and bring yourself back. So that was a little bit of heart math. If you're interested in heart coherence, it's really, really incredible, the research that those guys are doing over in California. Then you can look up heart math. I'll tag their account when I put this on my grid. Yeah, really quite incredible, the research they're doing into getting ourselves into a coherent state. If you by doing this, you actually have a knock-on effect with the people around you because of your heart's energy field, which expands around out from your body 360 degrees. So you feel good, and the people around you automatically start to fall into sync with how you're feeling. So it's a really, really great tool, and it's really simple. You literally just breathe into your heart space, and in this case, with this technique, feel whatever is getting you down emotionally and replace it with how you do want to feel. Plant that seed, let it grow in your heart. The messages go up to your brain, and your brain sends the messages back down to your body to feel like that. Okay? So thank you for joining me. Enjoy the sunshine wherever you are if you have it. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next time.